Everybody, I'm Chief Meteorologist Eric Snotto alongside my good buddy John Kutchko. Welcome back to these 4:37, and here we are again.
I miss them, and it's what I look forward to every day, my friend.
And we are excited about this one in particular. You know, we're going to talk weather, we're going to talk fall foliage and all this good stuff, but you had a heck of a day with the camera today.
Yeah, really had a lot of fun. I followed your guidance. I was in Wayne County early this morning, and look at this spot here, Eric. And fall, we always talk about how fall is fleeting. Right before my eyes, leaves were cascading down. It was raining pretty steadily at this time, about 10 a.m., and tough to see just as those trees were turning color, the leaves falling down to the ground. This is north of Newark, just south of Sodus, and as much as I love the fall, I hate seeing this because it goes by too fast.
Well, especially when you get what we had earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, and this is ahead of that storm. So I got the shot I was looking for, you know, the leaves kind of lazily falling to the ground. I was getting soaked there because, as you could see, the road was wet. It was raining quite hard at the time. From there, I went on Route 104 and went to the Lake Ontario shoreline, Oswego. I got there just in time. Look at the sky north of the 1934 lighthouse. It was dark, thunder and lightning out there, leaves flying everywhere. And this was at Brightbeck Park, so I had a good vantage point to take in the show. The gulls didn't seem to be bothered by it. But I can tell you this, as that storm came ashore, and you could see the precip getting closer and closer, just gauge it to its proximity to the light, and it was coming in toward my way, I eventually had to fold up the gear and take cover because I didn't want that to get ruined. But this was quite a day in Oswego, New York, the Lake Ontario shoreline. And the drive back was entertaining as well, but this is as that precip is coming toward that light, toward the break wall.
Curtains of rain with that.
The rain was amazing, and the thunder and lightning were impressive as well. I mean, bolts everywhere I could see, except not behind the lighthouse, which is what I wanted. But it was an entertaining day, and here I am.
And Oswego, you know, you always pick your spots so well with this, but arguably they were one of the hot spots in terms of weather today.
Yeah, you know, I looked at the radar, and they really were just north of the shore. And you could see the sky, how ominous it was. But really to the northeast of there, I think was even better, near Selkirk, Pulaski, along the shoreline there. They, too, got an amazing show. And before you knew it, it was blue sky, which I saw coming back this way, and all cleared out. But it was a lot of fun.
You know, we got hammered here locally, too. You know, Greece, Irondequoit, a couple of spots, Webster as well. We had power outages. You had some trees that came down. And the hail, too. We had almost a dozen reports on Twitter of folks with pea-sized hail out of these.
I saw the photos, and we shared them on the 4 o'clock show, and I couldn't believe some of the hail in this area. Now, they had it in Oswego, not to that extent. I mean, some pellets were hitting the hood of the car as I was making my way out of there, but nothing like they got here.
Cold air aloft, chilly air once you go up a few thousand feet. So here's what's left over, John. Most of the active stuff in our viewing area is now pretty much done. That's the southern Livingston County border, and you see all of that rainfall has now dropped south, so we're pretty much over with any kind of robust activity. Binghamton, probably a fun spot. A couple of stronger storms there. And there's been a few warnings with those, but obviously all of that's out of here. Issue number 2, this one, believe it or not, we're talking about this because of the immediacy of what's going to happen along the Gulf Coast. We've got rain chances in our forecast early next week because of this. This is Hurricane Delta. And you will note here, that's the Yucatan Peninsula. So the center of this circulation has now moved back out over open waters, very warm open waters of the Gulf of Mexico. And you can see the explosion here. You notice that white. The white is the colder cloud tops, how that is expanding. That is a sign that this is likely re-intensifying before our eyes. Cat 2 right now, 100-mile-an-hour winds. Give this about 24 hours. We think it's going to be a Cat 3 again. That's a major hurricane. Landfall is expected sometime late in the day on Friday. The National Hurricane Center has shifted the track subtly to the west. As subtle as that is, that's important. You know what's right in here is a town that you've heard of, Lake Charles.
Yeah.
They've been in the news a lot recently because they took a direct hit from Hurricane Laura, and they still have a large chunk of their population without power.
Unimaginable.
And they're going to be dealing with this, you know, all over again. And, you know, where this goes from here, it's going to do a big recurve. It's not going to be a tropical system anymore. This is more just tracking the moisture. And a couple of our more longer-range models do suggest some of that moisture gets into western New York by Monday and Tuesday of next week, which would likely increase our rain chances. So we're going to decrease the rain chances first tonight. Note the wind out of the west-northwest. We still have a connection here to Lake Ontario, so I'd imagine that will pop a few lake effect showers. 7:30 in the morning, it's 41 in Rochester with a few lake showers around. 10 degrees cooler. You and I would be having a lot more fun with this one, but that's all liquid rainfall. A couple of showers get going into the afternoon, too, but largely not that big of a deal. So this is based on some of the help with you, your guidance, John. Talk to us about what this is.
Well, you know, I'm encouraged because a lot of trees out there still have green leaves, and the wind today didn't seem to do as much damage as I had feared. But what I'm seeing in my travels is certainly areas south of Letchworth, Peak or past Peak. I'm talking Allegheny County, areas like Canaseraga, Swain, past Peak for sure. Same with the Binghamton area or south of Ithaca. A lot of people like to go to the state parks in the Ithaca area, Robert Treeman, Tacanic Falls, Buttermilk Falls. I believe south of Ithaca, they are past Peak. I was there almost 2 weeks ago, and they appeared to be peak at that time, or approaching peak. So it's a wide-ranging map, as you can see, but I think certainly the best is yet to come right in this corridor.
Well, it's pretty wild here, so you don't have that much real estate north to south between the lake before you get into PA, but you go from past Peak to, you know, getting kind of good here. It's made it to about the thruway, would you say is fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair, and as you saw in the video we showed you earlier, there are pockets of Wayne County, the color is spectacular. If you had to pick a place to take a weekend drive, right, the forecast is looking pretty good, I think, this weekend, you want to go south of Honeoye Lake, near Harriet Hollister Spencer Park, Canadice, Springwater, areas like that, I think would be very good.
How about here in Rochester? What do you
I think we're still another 10 days away. That's my hunch. I use Maplewood Park as a benchmark along the Genesee River, and I think usually that turns around October 25th or so. It gets really good there, and some of the best reds and oranges you will ever see for foliage is right up there at Maplewood Park in Rochester near the Y there. So
little ahead of schedule.
I think so.
Not crazy.
No, not like it was. The southern tier erupted 2 weeks ahead of schedule, I think. It's more in line with what we normally see in our area.
Yeah, a little bit slower build here to kind of get to that point. Weather looks pretty good through the weekend. It's not entirely rain-free. I could see a few showers late in the day on Saturday, but man, that's hard to beat. 74 is going to be your max temp on this 8-day forecast. Much cooler by Sunday. Both days are about equal opportunity in terms of partly cloudy skies. Could be a passing shower, but if you like the warmer weather, go Saturday. If you want more of a fall-like feel, Sunday is your day. And then we will watch these rain chances here. This is admittedly some hedging of our bets. I don't like going crazy high on rain chances when you're looking out, you know, 5 days or so. But if we do end up indeed getting some of the moisture from Delta in here, these numbers would have to go up. So that would be another good, steady soaking rain that could take you 48 hours. But we'll see. We'll play that by ear. And then it does look like the rest of October is going to be running warm. That seems to be the lean here, so we shall see what that does for how quickly some of this color wants to continue to go.
Yeah, I still maintain, I think the best is yet to come, especially in the Rochester area.
Yeah, I would agree with you. All right, we're going to do this again tomorrow at 4:37. For myself, John Kutchko, we'll take you back now. Back on at 5 o'clock on your TV2. We'll see you then. Take care.